Alright guys, so TPA02, TPA01, and TPA03 in the middle here. We're going to start out with the YouTube comments. This is our table talk number 2, by the way.
Alright, so we start off with a moving target. It said, thanks for answering my question, but I have a contour and used it a couple times, but the lens got cracked by a BB.
Okay.
Frowny face.
I can answer that. You're welcome, first of all. And contour.com, just get a $5 lens replacement. That's what I did. So you don't have to buy a new camera or send it in. Just $5, and it takes like a small screwdriver. If you have glasses, they'll probably have a screwdriver that small.
Alright, then David and Luke, sorry I probably killed your name, but best place to buy an airsoft gun?
Not e-bike.
Yeah, we're all going to agree on that, not e-bike. No offense to them, but we've had really, really bad luck there. They sent TPA05 a broken gun, and then when he sent it back for repairs, he sent it back for repairs about a month ago. They repaired it and still haven't sent it to them.
Yeah.
They've just had really bad service for
I've had like 2 or 3 people that I know that have broken guns sent to them, and then sometimes like you get not even the gun you wanted, like Zach, right? He didn't even get the right gun.
So we're going to suggest not e-bike.
Airsoft GI,
by far.
Yeah.
They have their beautiful custom guns, that's what I have.
I actually really like GI custom guns. They're like really
GI, they do a great job at making custom guns. They test the guns before they send them to you, make sure they work, make sure they're not broken.
Yeah.
And also,
I have really good experience
another place to look for guns is also locally. Not like at Walmart or something, but if you have an RB Navy, or possibly a store that actually sells like some pretty good weapons.
Like, okay, so
especially if you live in California, you are good.
You have all the actual stores there besides Godfather, which is like in New Jersey, like an hour and a half from us.
There's a few in New York too.
New York, airsoft is illegal in like half the state, so that sucks for you. Sorry.
But
yeah, so check locally before ordering online.
Yeah. So airsoft GI for online.
Alright, so now we're going to go to Dessa Sniper 49. Who is your favorite airsoft company? So that can go in a lot of ways. You can have guns, gear, more gear. You can have American and foreign.
So Real Steel, if you're like really into it, Milsim, I'm just gonna say like Cry, Faro, LBT.
All of them. There's no one that's better than the other.
Yeah, they're all on the level of each. They make different stuff too.
Yeah, so they all have different types, so you can just buy whatever. Like if you want this there, you can buy that and whatever. But for replica gear, I'd have to go with Fly.
Fly for gear and pouches.
Well,
like
here's the thing. Fly for a lower costing. That is actually a toy soldier vest coming in here.
It's really close.
Yeah, this seems like really nice quality.
Yeah, it's really close to Fly. It's costs a little bit less, so I went for it. But Toy Soldier also makes really good uniforms and really good equipment.
They're also almost as expensive as Cry, though.
Yeah, but that's because they use the actual like classified patterns. So they use like AOR1 and AOR2, and it's actually that. So Toy Soldier and Fly are probably the 2 that I'd look at.
And then for uniforms, also All-In, if you want to have like $115 for a shirt, pants with like Cry style knee pads and stuff.
I'll put this out there also. Proper. They're gonna make
BDU pants.
BDUs that don't have the built-in knee pads, but their quality is really good. We all have them right now.
We've had them for like months.
The Army uses them, so must be good.
Alright, next questions.
What about guns? Oh, for the airsoft company.
This guy said
we were gonna talk about the guns later.
Yeah, KWA and DFC are probably.
We might make a completely separate video for that, because we can have go on forever about that.
Also, Polar Stars and well, Polar Stars are kind of like. We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
So Airsofter in Ohio said, "Where do you live in Ohio?" Answer to that is we don't live in Ohio. One of our members used to, and he lives here now. So nobody's in Ohio.
I think he's TPA 14.
Too bad for you.
Yeah.
Well, no, he just wanted to know where he used to live.
Yeah, no, whatever.
I have no idea. Probably.
What are y'all's opinion on using Cry Precision products for airsoft?
Do it if you have money. Like, seriously.
It's good, but it's expensive.
A lot of people, like I was saying before, a lot of people over-glorify, like, Cry. They say it's, like, everything, like, it's just the best. But there are definitely a lot of different things that you can look for, and if you're looking for, say, like, really good BDUs, I would definitely do a lot of research, because there are a lot of different companies that make really good BDUs, and you could probably find some before you get your Cry that costs $200.
I'd say for combat pants, I'd have Cry over almost anything unless it's like dry fire, but they're like $500. But for like field pants, which are like no built-in knee pads, I'm gonna go with Proper. I mean,
they're only $30, and they definitely are not.
They're like double stitched. The quality is fine. I mean,
they've got like waterproof too.
What's gonna happen to them, really?
Well, there's
no reason not to want them.
There's no reason not to get them because they're $30 as compared to the $200 Cry pants. It just doesn't.
You
make
could
sense.
buy like 10 pairs before you. Yeah. So.
All right, then we have
Not
a
10, but
slightly
close.
confused
6.
We have a confusing question. It's still on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Cameras.
We have a confusing question then. Ballistic Ball Sack. Beautiful name. I give you props to that.
I like
So
it.
thanks for answering. But what if like it explodes and gets everywhere? Then what? It's probably a follow-up question, but I don't know what he originally is asking about. It sounds a little
It
bit.
could
Could have been about the pooping on the battlefield.
or peeing.
Or
But
Thunder Bee.
also
I don't
Thunder
know.
Bee. If a Thunder Bee explodes and goes everywhere, well, that's kind of what it's supposed to do.
But if this is geared towards the poop, like I think it is, I am.
It's a good fertilizer
Yeah.
on the field.
Poop on the ground.
If you're
they might
CQB,
kick you out.
CQB,
you gotta get out of there. You gotta get out of there.
I'm gonna suggest
should
you
have a
just get
bathroom.
out of town.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna go back after you like put like poop all over their walls and stuff.
All right. So next question.
Alright, go
That
ahead.
was it for the.
Instagram comments now.
Alright, Team Royal Airsoft said Polar Star or gas blowback, and TPA 14, 13, and 4 answered this before, and they're like, if you have money, go with the Polar Star.
I'm still not sure because a lot of people they're always just like if you have money go for the better thing, but like honestly you could buy a gas blowback for like how much? 100 whatever.
Guys, if you live in Hawaii or like California, I like gas blowback, but if you live anywhere that's going to be cold, even in just the winter, don't get a gas blowback. You won't be able to
Yeah,
use your
gas sucks and.
Well, what about
For the
Polar
cold.
Stars? I wonder what the.
No,
it
it's
doesn't
fine.
get
Polar
affected
Stars
as
are
bad.
fine because yeah.
And the
They just
gas
use compressed
blowback
air.
are like super realistic.
But guys-
like your mags don't hold much. They're kind of impractical for
Airsoft.
normal airsoft. If you're doing
Milsim.
milsim, then you're gonna want that.
Polar Stars.
Polar
a lot
Stars
of
aren't
Milsim
practical-
events don't even
practical for
allow
Milsim.
Polar Stars because they're just, like so cheap and they're not even like they're kind of like paintball guns. They're like not even close to real. So that's why I don't like Polar Stars. Okay. Let's look. Okay, so T Winters 97 says KWA ATP or Tokyo Marui G18C.
I think
And-
I'm gonna go with Marui.
Yeah, I'm not a pistol guy, but I'm
I don't know
definitely
much
gonna have
about
to say
the,
Tokyo Marui.
I don't know much about the specific G18C by Tokyo Marui, but I do know that the ATP is a guys. Sorry, so the camera can only do 8-minute videos or whatever. But
yeah,
we just finished saying Elite Force BBs. Yeah, they're good. They're what all the Milsim guys use. Some people say that they split. I think one guy told me that, but that's probably like one BB. Like they're really good. Usually
Yeah.
reliable.
And the price is good too.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's
What about that AEG
about
question?
it. AG or
The starting from like our
Oh,
starting guns.
yeah. Okay, so what guns did you start with? I started with a spring pistol from Walmart.
We probably
Most
all
people.
started with something low like that.
I started with a Crossman R76. This is more about what you started with. So what did you start with?
Me, I started with a Crossman shotgun. It was, I don't know what it is. I lost it.
And
but
then
decent for
from
the price.
there we went up to JGs mostly.
Yeah,
I went to
message
from the pistol to the shotgun. Then
If you want to get a decent starting gun,
AK, that was
I'm gonna
$40. Then I went to a JG G36, then to a $400 XCR, which was booty, and then I went to the VFC 416, which I like.
I went from the R76 to what? A really crappy CO2 Walmart pistol. Then I went from that to an
MP40.
AGM MP40.
this thing was
It
beautiful.
weighed,
It weighed 40
10 pounds. It weighed 10 pounds.
40 is the same as 10.
It came with two 50-round mid caps. One of them broke, and it shot like 30 feet. at like 12 rounds per
And then
second.
you went to like the
Less than
Magpul
that,
gun.
like-
No, and then I went to a JG M4S system, which was actually really good.
Yeah,
But it was
JG.
really nice.
I'm suggesting
Reliable.
starting on. Get a JG.
I used it in CQB and it shot like 430 FPS, but they didn't chrono, so I was like,
Like,
Make people bleed.
And then after that, I got the King Arms M4 that was like mag pulled out. All the externals were like mag pull if they could be. And then
Brandon has
TR
that
stuff.
now.
yeah, Brandon has that now. And then
TPA
I got
Brandon.
the
Yeah, I don't even know what number he is.
and then I got the SR7, the KWA SR7, which is I've been sticking with that really right now, and
Good
it's
gun.
it's proven itself time and time again.
Alright, one more comment on my XCR. The problem with it was the wiring just like kind of frayed out, and then it like started smoking, and the handle got really hot, and also just it kind of like broke down after a while. It
And
didn't
he
last.
like spent like
Piston
$300
broke.
upgrading it.
It was bad stuff.
Patrick over here, he's got a
Okay, so what'd you get your gun line going? What'd you
Me?
buy?
Started with a Crossman shotgun, then I went from Crossman shotgun to the JG AK-47. Good gun.
still has it, still
I
working.
sold it. My friend broke it, and then he broke the externals, but somehow even though it like broke in half, we duct taped it back together, and it still shot absolutely fine. So my friend has that now. After that, I went to a Magpul Masada. That was the NK version. That was pretty good. Like it was more of like a DMR than anything, and was somewhat. At that point, we were playing a lot of CQB, and I had a DMR, so it was somewhat impractical.
Then we moved to field, which was
So it was my great luck. Once I sold that, I bought my
mod
CQR.
one. Is it a mod one or mod
It's-
two?
I think it's a mod one.
It's
Mod
a
two
mod
is
one
shorter
that's,
though, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's a mod 2 that's been modded to look like an MK18 more of, but
It's not.
not
really
exactly an MK18.
It doesn't have a
Looks kinda
dandy
like
defense. It has a
it
Noveski
looks
rail.
kind of like an MK18.
Noveski rail.
But now that I got my CQB gun, we had been playing a lot of field, but we've gone back into CQB.
because it's wintertime
It's good
too.
for me.
How did you start your team? So
They answered.
We
that.
They
answered
answered
We
that,
can
but
do
they
it again.
didn't really have like a good answer. They said just like have friends or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that
if
was
you're
an answer.
like not on Airsoft Society, get on Airsoft Society, and like everything there is really helpful. You can look up a thread to anything you want, really, and
I'm just gonna suggest like talk to your friends about it. If
find people in your
we had
area.
always played airsoft, and then once we had been getting more into it, I think it was him and TPA 01 and TPA.
Before
what's
you
that?
get like
No, it was
strangers,
well.
get friends.
We'll have like the history of airsoft for
Yeah,
all
okay,
of us.
We'll
So
explain it.
me and Patrick, we were basically we started off together playing airsoft when we were in like 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah, so we were like
And-
little noober kids.
Yeah, we had spring guns. We played in his yard, which is actually really big.
And
And
suggest if you're like really young and starting out, if you have like a place that you can safely play with your friends, start there and get more into it
Don't
before
piss off your neighbors.
before spending a lot of money and going to like a airsoft place, because chances are people there are gonna be really good and you're not gonna have a fun time. You're gonna get shot
exactly,
up.
and if you don't have a fun time right
we
away,
have
And
you'll
be
probably
safe.
play.
Don't like risk it. Don't like run through your neighbor's yard shooting each other.
Go through our gameplay in the grid code and find the one where we found like a
Yeah,
little
one
party
of
of
the
kids and shot
gameplays-
them up.
There were like 20 little kids, and they did not have a fun time. I killed them way too many times.
We just ran in their spot.
But
They didn't
so
do
it started
anything.
out with me and Patrick,
Okay,
and then
yeah.
we brought a few of our friends in, and that's a good thing to do.
Yeah,
if
you're gonna
you
want to bring more people.
if you have some friends that are like sort of on edge about playing airsoft, lend them your gun or something, and just play with like a pistol or something. Just hand out guns to people, have them come over to your house, and just have a nice backyard war. And once they get more into it, they'll start buying things, and it just grows from there. So then we had about like 6 people that would play with us, and they were
Yeah.
pretty solid. And then
we lost people and gained people.
yeah, and we lost a bunch of people, and for a while in between, we I think it was 5th grade
Like
to
a big difference
7th
comes
grade.
from the kids who just want to have spring guns and the guys who are actually going to play with more expensive guns.
Yeah, but from like 5th to 7th grade, we like stopped playing for a bit in there, and then we started up. I remember with Andrew and them.
Yeah.
And once we started up there, we met well, Jordan we had known from
we
before.
know we just didn't
really
didn't have the airsoft connection.
Yeah.
Once we made that, the team just grew because we had.
We met Jordan.
Have Jordan go through how he started.
Yeah.
I started by myself in my backyard with like Josiah, and then I grew with Jovan because Josiah
Don't be a Jovan.
introduced us, and then I played with like Quincy. He's not on the team, but I played with him a few times, and then I met these guys, and then we just made.
And then we met.
kind of mixed.
And then we met Zach, and then we decided just to start a team.
The team really came on when we
people.
met. We had like 3 different groups of people. We had like me and Noah, Jordan, Jovan, Zach, and his neighbors. Once we all met, everything became better.
And then like people from our neighborhoods and our friends, once they saw that we actually had a team, that's when people start wanting to like join it because it's a team.
Yeah, they thought it was the. That's cool. Let's join.
Yeah, and then we gained like, well, we didn't gain people, but now our team is made up of like 14. Well, not 14, but like probably
in
10.
our YouTube like info, it has like a list of most of the people.
Yeah, we have like 10 solid people that we just come and we just play.
We just get a group chat going and a text, and then we just like probably play every Sunday or so.
Yeah.
So. It's
Yeah,
like
well, this Sunday we just
We've
decided
kind of slowed down in the winter.
just because it's cold.
But yeah, that's about how we started our team. So from that, you can take that and try to start your own team.